Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bits and Bobs on Wild and Woolly. This is our second episode, and welcome back. Welcome back. We're glad that you joined us again, and we're looking forward to another lovely, exciting session, aren't we?
We are.
Let me just turn this volume down so it's not feeding back to us.
Oops. Yes.
Okie dokie, what we're starting with today, Kim?
We're welcoming everybody first.
Yes.
Which we did. And then we'd like to know, what are you working on?
We would. If you can pair two.
Is now live.
That's supposed to say part two.
Oh, part two.
So when you see it pop up as Bits and Bobs pair two, that's a typo. It's supposed to say part two. Yes.
Part two.
All right. So over here.
Oops. Here's what we've been working on today.
Here's what we've been working on. You send us your photos of what you're working on. We're going to show you what we've been working on. This is the Liberty Quilt Kit. We can't keep these in stock, can we?
Nope.
We sell so many of these, and the reason being is because it's a fabulous project. We really enjoy it.
It's a pretty quilt. It's
very pretty.
What, 45 by 70 or 50 by 72, I believe. So it's a great lap quilt if you needed it for a lap quilt. I'm hoping next 4th of July it'll be outside my house.
Or
for the
outside
day.
here.
Or outside here. We'll see.
Oh,
so,
yes. We'll be closed July 4th.
Yes, we will, because it'll be on a Monday or Tuesday. And that's an inside joke. Come in if you'd like to hear it. So yes, the other thing we've been working on is a baby quilt. I don't know how we're going to show that.
You can show it on that, actually. Are you ready?
Oops.
There's the baby quilt.
I don't know if you can see it because
this is the Daydream fabric. This is an art gallery fabric. Kim's been putting this quilt together with the tumbler pattern. It is delightful, isn't it?
It is sweet. It's just the sweetest little fabric from Art Gallery. I'm sorry if it's fuzzy looking. But it is Daydreamer, as Debbie said, by Art Gallery. It's a tumbler block, and we just decided to put little sashing in between it, which we have this pattern in stock. You could use it with anything. But it's just becoming a fun baby quilt. And
the sash made all the difference to it.
So yes.
It did.
So now we take that off.
Yes, now we're back to this. We are so high-tech here. We're very modern, aren't we?
We are. Very modern.
All right. This is next.
My favorite day is coming up. So Paula's here with us, and also you see Debbie sitting beside me. They are just not granny square kind of people. I've already heard about it. And so Sunday, August 15th, is National Granny Square Day. So here's how you can celebrate. Post us a picture of your granny squares. It's one of the first things I learned to crochet from my mom, and that's what she learned how to crochet on. And so we have, do we switch it again? So
no, you can hold it up to here.
Oh, I can hold it up here. You could take 2 and I'll take 3. So I've been making these. They're granny squares.
They are sweet. I am not a granny square fan. These are as sweet as can be.
Pin cushions. They have walnut shells on the inside, which for those of you who have sewn pin cushions, you know you want the walnut shells in there so that you can keep your pins nice and sharp and rust free, and let's just say very sharp, to where if you get prick yourself, you know you're gonna bleed. I just know that. So it's front and backwards. It's a cute little pattern from our friend Lori Holt. It's on her YouTube channel, but it's just sweet, and it's my way of celebrating National Granny Square Day.
Yes, it is, and they are delightful.
They are sweet, and so those are going to be little gifts for some friends. And then, I'm sorry, I'm killing the bug. And then, if you're a quilter and you don't want to crochet, we have this from Fig Tree and Company, and it's basically tie into a granny square.
Yes, it's a quilt granny square.
Out of your fabric.
A granny square quilt.
You just need 16 fat quarters. So it's really cute.
It is sweet as can be, that one. I like that a lot.
So yes. So that's it for National Granny Square Day.
It is. It is. Now, our Moda rep came in today, Moda Fabrics. As you know, we have a lot of Moda Fabrics in the shop. And she we were discussing the Jelly Roll Day, National Sew a Jelly Roll Day, and she left us a gift.
She did. 2 things.
One thing. One
thing.
Yeah.
Yep, one thing.
Yeah. This is a grunge dot jelly roll.
Look at all the colors.
It's awesome. And guess what's even better?
National Jelly Roll Day is coming up September 18th.
Yes, if you want to win this jelly roll right here, this Moda Done Grunge Dot Jelly Roll, you can be the next person to sign up for one of our jelly roll classes on National Jelly Roll Day, which is September the 18th. We have an AM class and we have a PM class. If you are the next person to log onto our website and sign up for that class, this jelly roll is yours. Right?
Yes.
Yes. That's exciting.
It'll be perfect.
Yes.
Be a lot of fun.
And if you don't, we're going to keep it because we love it.
Yes. I already have ideas for it.
Yes, and if you don't know how to sew, if you don't know how to quilt, rather.
Yes.
If you don't know how to quilt, we do have an upcoming class, Intro to Quilting, that starts on
August 21st.
August 21st. So if you're wanting to win this jelly roll and make a jelly roll quilt, but you don't know how to quilt, do the Intro to Quilting class and you'll be all ready to go for the jelly roll quilt. Yes.
And Pat Snyder is hosting both of those classes for us.
She is, and if you've never taken a class with Pat Schneider, you don't know what you're missing. She's a fantastic teacher. She's very knowledgeable.
So yes.
Yes.
Look, we're finishing our list.
We're finishing our list. We're good. So where are we going tonight?
We are headed out to Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Yes.
For the Southern Comforts Fiber Market, which is starting tomorrow and the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
They will have yarns, fibers, and fibery things to make your heart sing. And it'll be at the River Place, like I said, in Fort Mill, South Carolina. And our friend Paula is going to post the website in case you'd like to head up to Fort Mill to pick up some fiber.
Yes. We'd love to see you there. And if you are the first person to type and let us know, hey, I'm going to the Fiber Festival tomorrow or Saturday. If you're the first person to type in and let us know that, what do they get? Ta-da! Our second ever Bits and Bobs pouch.
Yes. Nice little zipper pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Can hold all kinds of projects and goodies in it.
Yes, take it to the Fiber Festival with you. And no, you could, well, you could take it to the Fiber Festival and
you go Saturday.
put yarn in it.
So
yes. So that's how you win it. So what's next now? Tutorial.
It's time for a tutorial.
So last week we did a sewing tutorial. This week we're going to do a knitting related tutorial.
Yes.
And what we're going to do this week is long tail cast on. How to do a good long tail cast on. So I'm just going to switch cameras here and I'm going to show you. I'm very excited. It's a very exciting day. Why is it an exciting day?
Because you developed something new and it's our patent. We're putting a patent and a copyright on it, so don't think you're copying it.
A lot of people hate long tail cast on because how much yarn do you need to get all the way through your cast on? Now, there are lots of, if you've looked it up, you know, there are 4 main ways to calculate your yarn, but there is one that is particularly accurate, and that is by casting on 10 stitches and then pulling it off your needle and calculating how much you need. Now, let me tell you about that. The way that they tell you to do that, they tell you to cast on your 10 stitches, take your yarn, and then multiply those 10 stitches by however many stitches you need and do that many repeats of your yarn. I've done that in the past and I tend, frankly, like a lot of people, I just eyeball it because, you know, you kind of get used to eyeballing it, but that doesn't always work. The reason why I don't like to do this particular method is because I always end up with way too much yarn. I'm going to show you how to prevent that. And I have been testing this, and even Kim tested it for me. I had this theory and it works. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to calculate how much yarn we need. So I'm going to make I'm just going to give myself a reasonable length yarn right here. I'm just to cast on 10 stitches and have a little tail. So I'm going to do a slip knot, and just going to make this snug, not tight, just snug. And the working yarn is going to be this side, and the end yarn is going to be this side. I'm going to take the working yarn and the end yarn in my palm. I'm going to anchor it with these fingers right here. This is where I'm going to get my tension from, so I get nice even stitches. And then I'm going to take my finger and my thumb and separate them. So now I have my finger, whoops a daisy, awesome. Now I have my finger in the working yarn and my thumb in the tail yarn, okay? These fingers are anchoring both yarns to keep a good tension. This is a slingshot. Can you see this? You remember when you were a kid and you made a slingshot? This is what this is. It's a slingshot. So again, we're going to put it in my palm, finger into working yarn, thumb into tail yarn, anchored here, and then the needle is going to come in the front from left to right of the thumb. You're going to put it through left to right of the thumb. Needle tip is going to pick up the finger yarn and come through the loop that your thumb made. And your thumb is going to pull this snug, not tight. And these fingers are going to allow this yarn to keep on being threaded for you. So again, into my thumb from left to right, over the yarn, which is the working yarn, from my finger and back through the thumb loop, and then tighten with my thumb. You can do this in all one movement. When you first start with a long tail cast on, you'll end up releasing this and re-holding it and releasing it and re-holding it because you can't get your tension right. But when you get used to it, you can do it all in one fell swoop. So again, slingshot, needle from left to right, over the working yarn from your finger and back through the thumb loop, and pull it snug with your thumb. Okay, I'm just going to do one without talking. Okay, slingshot, left to right, over the finger, back through the thumb. Slingshot, left to right, over the finger yarn, through the thumb loop. Slingshot, left to right, over the finger, through the loop. 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 2 more stitches. 9. Here's my last stitch. Slingshot, left to right on thumb, over the finger yarn and through the thumb loop. Now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stitches, and I have this much left. This is going to be my tail, my long tail, and I will work this in at the end of my work eventually. But here's where the magic starts happening. Concentrate now because it's very exciting. So now I'm going to measure my tail right here. We're going to switch cameras so you can see more clearly. Okay, so I'm going to measure my tail right here. My tail is 9 inches. Don't stretch your yarn. I can stretch it all the way to 11. Don't do that. My tail's 9 inches, okay? So we know I'm going to write down that my tail is 9 inches right here. Tail, so that I don't forget, because I have a tendency to forget. So tail is 9 inches. I know what that is. Here's my, oh, you're here, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Here is my tail where I finished casting on, and here's my working yarn. I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to hold them in place and pull these 10 stitches off my needle, and then I'm going to pull it out and take my slip knot out and measure. Okay, this is my 9 inches of my tail, so I'm not going to measure that. I'm only measuring the yarn that it took for me to make 10 stitches.
And she kept her finger holding both yarns.
Both of them. I did not let go. That's the trick. Don't let go, because you won't know where the heck you are. So this is 19 inches to make 10 stitches. And if I want to do 30 stitches. If my cast on is 30 stitches, I'll take these 19 inches and I'm going to divide, I'm going to times by 3, because 19 inches gives me 10 stitches. So 57 inches will be 30 stitches. Now this is what it tells you online. You do this, you take this and you times it by, you times the 10 by how many stitches you want. So online it tells you, take your 19 or however many inches it takes for you to get your first 10 stitches, take that for your first 10 stitches and times by how many stitches you want. So if you want 30 stitches for cast on, you times by 3. If you want 50 stitches for cast on, times by 5. If you want 70 stitches, times by 70. And it tells you, take that much yarn. But here's what I have been mulling over in my head, because I always ended up with too much yarn for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 19 that comes to 57 and we're going to half that. And we're going to end up with 20, we're going to round it down to 28 inches. When you do that, you don't end up with miles of extra yarn. You're more conservative with your yarn, but you still have plenty for your cast on tail. So 19 times 3, 57, divided by 2, 28.5. So I'm going to aim for 28 inches. So I can take this finger off this one. I'm keeping the finger on this one because here's my cast on tail. And I'm going to go to 20 and then I'm going to go 8. 28 inches. That's all I need, not 57. And the reason for this is because the yarn comes from both ends. It comes from your working yarn and it comes from your tail yarn. So if you're taking the full 57, but then you're still taking your working yarn from your skein, so you end up with a surplus of your tail yarn. So you half it and you don't end up with a surplus of tail yarn. It's ingenious. I was very excited today when I tested that theory. So now here we are at 28 inches and I'm going to put a slip knot right here at 28 inches and I will cast on again.
You will switch to your other camera.
Okay, and I'm going to switch cameras and you'll get to see the cast on again. And this time I'm going to do 30 because we times by 3, so I'm looking for 30 stitches. So it might take me a while. So do you want to chat, Kim?
Sure, you're not going to let them watch you?
Oh yeah, you can watch. Okay, so again, yarn right here. We're on this camera now.
Okay.
Working yarn to the right, tail yarn to the left, both yarns into your palm, anchored with your fingers, finger through working yarn, thumb through tail yarn, create a slingshot. Okay, here's your slingshot. And then needle into the thumb yarn from left to right, over to the finger yarn and through the thumb loop. Into the thumb, over to the finger and through the loop. Into the thumb, over to the finger, through the loop. When you first start doing this technique, here's what you're going to be doing. You're going to, each time you do it, you're going to let go like this because you're trying to tighten it. You don't know how to tighten it. You're going to let go, but you've got to keep grabbing it again and putting it in like this. It's natural that you can't get this tension and control this tension when you first start this. It's natural that you can't do that. So do not feel, what's the word? Inadequate.
Yes.
Do not feel inadequate.
You're just learning something new.
You're just learning something new.
The light bulb will come on.
It will. And like everything, it takes practice. You all know that.
So Paula, do we have any questions yet? No.
I'm just going to motor through these real fast.
Any comments?
Oh, lots of comments. Renata's going to come pick up her bag tomorrow that she won last week.
Okay, good.
First winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is anybody going to the Fiber?
Not so far. Martha says she wishes she could, but she'll be working.
Oh, we'll write you a sick note, Martha.
I promise her we'll take pictures.
We might.
We might. We might do that.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12,
we don't need evidence.
14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. I need 6 more stitches, okay? 6 more stitches.
So what about anybody excited about signing up for National Jelly Roll Day?
4,
We're
5,
celebrating National
6.
Granny
Now, here's
Squares.
where the magic happens. We're going to switch back. Here's where the magic happens. Because now I cast on my 30 stitches. You see this? Here's my original cast on right here. 9 inches, people. 9 inches. Let me tell you, if you do this the way that it says online and you just multiply by, multiply by 3, you will have a ton of surplus yarn. If you halve that number, you're gonna get your tail, your original tail, which is 9 inches. Do I look excited? I should be. I'm very excited. I keep trying to get Kim as excited as me, but she's not.
Very excited.
I've mulled this theory over in my head for a long time, and usually in bed in the middle of the night when I do most of my thinking, and I think I'm going to get up tomorrow and test that, and I never do, and never do it. But because I was doing long tail cast on today, I said to Kim, I am going to test that theory and let's see if we can do it. So if you have questions about this, you can message us or you can call us, or you can just press play, pause, rewind. Those are our 3 favourite words. Play, pause, rewind. How about that? All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. So we're going to switch back to the main camera now. What else have we got? Is that it? Kim thinks I'm too excited.
She's very excited about this. Like I said, don't go out there and get a copyright or a patent. It's being done. It's being done.
Listen, you know, if you're one of those people that can never get this right, this is it. This is the answer. You heard it here first, right? Here first.
Here first.
So that's it, and we're going to log off because, hey-ho, we're going to drive up to Fort Mill and party.
So, yes,
Like
don't
a rock
forget,
star.
you know, whoever's first on signing up for the Jelly Roll class.
Yes, you've got to log onto our website and sign up for the Jelly Roll class.
You might win this.
You might. I might sign up for the class just to win
But we
it.
need to figure out who's winning this. But nobody's doing it. I guess I win because I'm going.
Yes, please tell us if you're going to the Fibre Festival, because if you are and you tell us, you get the pouch.
We'll put your name on it.
We will. We will. So that's it from us. Thank you very much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And we're happy to see you always. And just pop in or call us if you need anything.
See you next Wednesday. No, Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
At 4:30.
4:30.
But you're going to be at camp.
I'll be at camp.
I'm trying to
No,
talk.
not next week.
Not next week?
No, not next week. Today's only the 12th.
Oh, yeah. No. We'll be here next week. 4:30.
4:30.
Okay, people.
Bye.